Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm out here in the South Okanagan doing some camping, and I figured it's a good opportunity to do a review on the screen tent that I just bought. I've got some inclement weather coming for this weekend, and I'll be camping here with my kids, so I figured I needed to upgrade my screen tent. The previous one I have is just from Canadian Tire, and it's a cheap one. It definitely suited its purpose well, and I will still keep it for backup and for maybe some different uses. But so I got the Eureka NoBugZone. It's a 3-in-1 shelter. With it, I also got the attachable walls, so it can be fully enclosed in if the wind and rain gets really bad. I think I paid $350 Canadian for the tent, and then $100 for the 4 side walls. So it's not a cheap one. It's Eureka's a pretty good name. They're an American company, though they're not made in the US. I think they're made in Bangladesh. So this is going to be my first time setting it up, and my first time using it. I'm going to be here for another 4 or 5 days, so we'll get some good use out of it. Hopefully we'll get some footage of it in the rain and maybe some wind. And yeah, I'm going to get started on setting this thing up. And yeah, keep in mind this is my first time setting it up, so I have no idea what I'm doing. It's a decently nice case. It's thin material, but that's okay. Keeps it light. Lots of room. Doesn't look like it'll be a struggle to get it back in here. The unit itself is pretty small. It weighs 18 pounds. Yeah, this would be very packable. Like, I could hike with this if I had to. So here are, oh wow, this seems decently heavy duty poles. Set those aside. Looks like it comes with some stakes. Let's see if they're decent quality or not. Oh yeah, they're just these ones. Yeah, these work great. I've got other ones just like them. You can buy them pretty much anywhere. They seem like decent plastic. Yeah. Yeah, that's all right. That's not bad. Okay, we've got 2, 4, 6, 8 of these plastic stakes. They've got their own folder. Oh, sorry, there's more. Okay, so it comes with 9 stakes, 9 of the plastic stakes. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, that's a 7 and 9? No. Okay, nope, there's 9 of the plastic stakes and 8 of these scrawny little metal ones. Yeah, that's all right. Not bad. Okay, got some instructions attached to the tent. Oh no, it's attached to the case of the tent. That's perfect. Okay. And here's the tent itself. Kind of different from any tent I've ever set up, but seems like a pretty cool design so far. based on those instructions, it's looking like kind of build the entire frame first, and then attach the tent to the frame. So these are the bottom poles, also with the nice spring-loaded chain attachment. Alright guys, as you can see, so I got the tent up. I'm going to give you my initial reaction, having just set it up moments ago. Right off the bat, I will say it is not a good tent for one person to be setting up. It was a bit of a struggle. It's flipping and flopping all over the place with just one person trying to do it. One complaint already. In the instructions they talk about yellow stickers on certain poles, so you have to match up certain poles that have the yellow sticker. Only one of my poles in the entire setup even had a sticker, and it was half fallen off, so I had to kind of guess, and I think I got it. I think it's set up properly. It looks really nice and it feels like really nice material, but as it sits now, not staked down, it is flimsy. Like, it is just, yeah, I mean, my cheap one would stand on its own a lot better than this one, but it's a different design. So, and they do say in the instructions that it needs to be guyed out right away. So yeah, that's my initial reaction on the first time setup. It was it probably took me about 20 minutes, maybe half an hour. I'm sure it probably would have gone quicker if all my poles had their proper yellow stickers on them. I'm still not positive that the alignment is proper on this, but see, that's the only yellow sticker that came with mine, and it's almost fallen off. So I'm gonna get this thing guyed out before before the wind picks up on me. Alright guys, she's fully staked down now. So it turns out the guy lines were included. They're attached to the fly, and they're tucked away in that little pouch. So I took off the first ones I put on and did all 8 of these included guy outlines, and it's feeling pretty stable. I look forward to testing that in some wind. I think it'll do okay. These seem like they're made out of a decent material. Feels thick and waterproof. Alright, I got 2 of the sidewalls on, and I am pleased with those. They go on really easy, they tighten up nicely, and they hug the outer wall so you don't lose a bunch of space. All 4 corners have these clips that you can tighten. And I think this is how I'll leave it for now. I'd like to still get a decent amount of airflow, but have some privacy as well. And I will talk to you guys in a couple of days once this thing's seen some use. It is supposed to rain tomorrow and possibly the next day, so for once I'll actually be hoping for the rain. It'd be nice to see what this thing can handle. Well, this is day 2, and so far the tent is compressing. everything's been good. Had a lot of wind last night. Well, it was probably like 30-kilometer-hour gusts of wind last night.
Really?
Yeah. And everything's good. Barely even moved around. We were getting lots of rain today, and she's handling her well so far. Not pooling up anywhere. So we got a decent amount of rain coming down. We are in pretty good shelter though right now, but there's a decent amount of rain coming down. I've got the camera in super wide mode just to illustrate the whole picture here. But so with the main door all the way open, rolled open, the water reaches just the edge of where I have the picnic table, so it works out quite nicely. You can sit up here and have your feet on the bench. That's cool. So we had some pretty heavy rain last night, pretty much all night long. Everything's good in here. Just had this front screen down, so the water gets in up to about there. Okay, so here we are for the final test that I wanted to put this tent through. So I'm up here in the Yukon territories, which, if you're not from Canada, this is pretty far for northern Canada. The bugs are pretty crazy up here, about as bad as you're gonna find. It's the end of June, so it's their favorite time of the year. So if I didn't have this screen shelter right now, I would definitely not be comfortably chilling here. I would be in my bed, just trying to seek shelter, because that's how bad the bugs are. So in terms of keeping most of the bugs out, the tent is doing very well. It's definitely allowed me to have this little area where I can relax and cook my meals, set up my fishing rods without being constantly harassed by bugs. Now, in summary, I'm going to go through some of the likes and dislikes I've had for this tent. Number one dislike, it's a major pain in the ass for one person to set up. This is now my second time setting it up. It did get a little easier, went a little smoother than last time, but it's just not an easy setup for one person, no matter how you look at it. Another thing that I didn't like was my poles did not come with the color coding that in the instructions specified. So in the instructions it said there's supposed to be yellow color coding on the poles. Mine had one yellow sticker that was like half fallen off. So it takes a little longer to get the proper hub alignment because it's a guessing game when you're putting the poles in. So for that reason, the tent is easy to misalign in terms of where the tent sits to the frame. Another thing I didn't like were the cheap pegs that the tent came with. You get two sets, you get plastic and metal. The metal ones just bent instantly, and the plastic ones, they're okay, I guess. Okay, now I'm going to go through the likes for this tent. There's definitely more likes than there are dislikes. So first of all, it is very lightweight and packs down pretty small. so it's easy to carry around and move around. The sidewalls, I really like the sidewalls. They're decent material. They strap on really easily. They cinch nice and tight to the walls, so they hug the wall really well. And they provide great wind and rain protection. Another thing that I really like is the 3 different modes you can set the tent up in. So it makes it a very versatile unit to have. 8 attached guy outlines. I really like those as well. They have self-adjustment built into them, so you can just tighten them like that. They're already tied to the fly, and they have a little pouch that they tuck up into, so when you put the tent away you can tie up your guy outlines and tuck them away. What's another thing that I really like? So being able to fully roll up the front or rear doors is great. When I had the front door rolled up, it works out perfectly to keep you out of the rain right next to the fire. Another thing that I really liked is it handles wind really well with all the tie-out points. I feel like it could probably handle 40, maybe even 50 km/h wind, so that's pretty decent. So I also want to say I'm not sponsored by Eureka or really any of the brands that I'm showing on this channel, so you're getting an unbiased review, which I think is pretty important. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching and found the video useful. Thanks as always, hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.